Colorado Avalanche Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. CenturyLink, a trusted technology partner, frees you to focus on what matters. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Shortline Subaru. Save money, drive better. Avalanche, New York Islanders, their only trip into Denver this season. The Islanders have won their last 5 on the road, but for the Avalanche, are they playing great here at home on this homestand? All right, let's look at the Ford starting lineup. And Peter, tell me about the goaltenders.
Well, a couple of goaltenders. The reason these teams are hot is their goaltenders are playing well. Kevin Poulin, who we'll be talking a lot about tonight. Very interesting story. 3-0 in his last 3 starts, 4-1 in his last 5. But Mike, 7-0-4 in his last 11 starts for the Colorado Avalanche. Semyon Varlamov is playing right now as well as he can play. He's giving the Avalanche a chance every single night to win games with just big save after big save.
Here we go. We're underway from Pepsi Center in Denver. The Avalanche, the New York Islanders. Hamonic has the puck for New York. Makes the pass. John Tavares live out there for New York. John Tavares, what a season he is having. Tied for second in scoring in the entire National Hockey League with 54 points. Certainly a guy to keep an eye on. Stastny, has he been on a tear? 3 consecutive games with multi-point nights. Really been terrific and scored a huge goal for the Avs on Wednesday in their come-from-behind overtime win over Ottawa. New York with a puck in the Colorado zone. Work to the far side. Kyle Okposo, boy, is he having a good season as well. 17 goals, 43 points. Puck lifted high in the air, tapped back by Tavares, and the Avalanche regained possession. It's Hayda. Swats the puck out to center ice. It was tipped back into the New York zone. Played across to the near side. Andrew McDonald out to center ice. Backhands the puck into the Colorado zone. Sarge eludes a check. Puck whipped around the boards. McKinnon makes the pass. That's taken back by New York. Bounced towards Varlamov and steered towards the corner. New York has got it. Bailey pass back to the far side point. Shot right in to the midsection of Varlamov. He holds it with no rebound. We'll have a face-off.
Well, with their win last game against Ottawa, Mike, the Avalanche continue their domination really this year against the Eastern Conference. But that has been a conference-wide situation for so many of the clubs. I believe there's 2 clubs under 500 against the East right now. So as good as it is, it's basically keeping up with the Joneses as far as West versus East.
And Peter, you talked about the starting goaltender for New York, Kevin Poulin. Patrick Roy, the coach for the Avalanche, very familiar with him. He was a goaltender in juniors. His team beat Patrick Roy's team during the playoffs in juniors, and Patrick at that time said he was maybe the best goaltender going in juniors that year.
Yeah, played for Victoriaville in the Quebec Major Junior League. Now in his 4th year pro and really getting his opportunity with Nabokov out of the lineup. This is his chance.
Well, he has played well. Recent note, 3 wins in a row and 4-1 in his last 5. At center ice, puck brought in by Talbot. He shoots, and Poulin loves it and holds it for a face-off.
Well, for the Jack Capriano, who won his 100th game last game against the Toronto Maple Leafs on the road 5-3. Mike, it has been a little bit of a frustrating year. They were expecting more. They made the playoffs last year, and despite maybe just so-so goaltending, they pushed the Pittsburgh Penguins to 6 games in what was a really good playoff series, the Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Peter, we showed his record, and that is the 2nd most amount of wins for a New York Islander coach in their history. Now, I don't know if anybody will ever catch Al Arbor over 700 wins, but he's got the 2nd most amount of wins as a coach for New York.
Well, it shows you sort of a little bit of the instability of the New York Islanders and how things have gone. They're really trying to pull this thing together. They've got a great core of young players, Mike, and again, they're only 8 points out of a playoff. There's lots of games left.
Tipped in from center ice. Roll back behind the net. Sarge battling for the puck. Frees it up. 4-0 after it towards the far side. Push it back around. And Sarge swings it to the near side for Benoit. Up off the boards. The puck slides out to center. And across by Travis Hamonic. Run out in the center. Shot ahead by DeHaan. Avalanche regained possession. Each team with a shot on goal. Scoreless first period so far. Pullen will drop the puck behind the Islanders' net. Pushed up the far wing. Passer. Cross ice. Pozo sends it over the line. Went off a skate. Tipped back out to center ice by Hayter for Colorado. Scooped up. Ryan Straight. Moves the puck to center. Avalanche regained in the neutral zone. Pass through the middle for Landeskog. Was he on a tear of late? 8-game point streak for Landeskog. 3 goals and 8 assists in that stretch. There's a chance, and it's missed by Johnson. Back to Hayter. Blocked. Comes right at the blue line, but stays inside the zone. Johnson skating in, circles, drops the puck in the corner for Stastny. Trying to wheel it behind the net, but Tavares took it away for New York. Crosses the pass out to center for Pozo, and Johnson came way back to break that up. Well, offensive ability there, Peter, for Johnson. Comes back defensively.
Like, it's all about confidence.
Duchesne in backhander. He was tripped. That'll be a penalty. And the Avalanche, with their speed, and Matt Duchesne specifically, drawn a penalty.
Well, for Matt Duchesne, he's been getting points, but he's a little frustrated. It's been 9 games now since he scored his last goal. And for a goal scorer and a point producer, Mike, that is an eternity. Talking to him yesterday, he's much more capable mentally of handling a situation like that. He knows he's producing with assists and plays, but he really wants to get going because the Avalanche, 10 of their next 14 games after tonight, Mike, on the road.
Well, the Avs score on the power play. Lucky winner will get tickets to an upcoming game. For a chance to win, register at AFWOnline.com/altitude. So the penalty called on at McDonald. The holding penalty at 3:44. That's Andrew McDonald. There's a couple of McDonalds on this team. Also Colin McDonald. Power play for the Avs. And has this been good lately for Colorado? Their power play. 3 games in a row with a power play goal on this homestand. 7 power play goals. 4 scored by Nathan MacKinnon. Duchesne has the puck. Back towards the point. Down low. Pass in front for Holden. He was sitting wide open, but the puck was tipped. For Mitchell. John Mitchell, the Avalanche. Pass. Johnson tipped by McGinn. Comes wide and snapped around. McGinn scored his first power play goal of the season against Ottawa. On a nice redirect.
Mike, that play was there again. McGinn just missed it, and again, it was Johnson looking for it.
That's the 2 that ganged up for that power play goal the other night. Slapped around the boards by Hamonic. And skated out towards center ice. Ron Nielsen cuts in, pass. It's blocked by Johnson. Another chance off the chest of Varlamov. And the puck comes free. Up the far side, Johnson has the puck. Cross ice pass. Run down the near side by MacKinnon. Taken away, and it kept in. Nice play at the line by Barry. Into the corner. Back up the boards for MacKinnon. To Barry. Power play. 20 more seconds left in McDonald penalty. Pass MacKinnon. Back towards MacKinnon. Broken up. Taken away by Cal Clutterbuck, the former Minnesota Wild player. Kicks the puck. Still kicking at the puck. And Benoit finally takes it away as time runs out on that penalty to McDonald. We're back to even strength. McKinnon's wrist shot goes high after it was tipped. The Avs 0 for 1 tonight on their power play. Had 1 shot on net during that opportunity. Pass comes across. Hayter. Lead pass to center. Brought over the line. Stastny dropped it. McLeod shot, and it popped up in the air after it hit the goaltender. Pulled. Snapped wide by Hayter. Off the backboard. Got 13:45 to play in the first period in Denver. No score. Long pass at center ice by Tavares. Carried over the line. Then the shot up high. Flagged down. Hit free, it's loose in front and just tapped away from Okposo in time. Back to the corner. Sent around by McDonald. Slapped up the wing and out. The puck will be chased down by DeHaan. Pass to center ice. Brought through by Nielsen. Chipped away, back to center. Flipped it back to the Avalanche zone. And Molden shoot it across. Steal made by Banner. Moves right in front of the penalty boxes. Bounces off a hit. And then lobs the puck into the far corner in the New York zone.
Mike, there's the play that Barrie has to make. He lost the puck at center ice, just at the blue line, but he hustled back and created a turnover on his own. You just can't be afraid to carry. When you're a player like Barrie, you got to take those chances.
Pass through center. Scooped up, carried by Strome. Nice play by Johnson. Boy, he's made some sharp plays already in this game. And for Vandergulik. Vandergulik trying to corral that bouncing puck. Swung away by Clutterbuck. Back across. Deflected off of the goaltender. Poulin and out of play. As have had a power play, but it's still scoreless in the first.
All right, back at Pepsi Center, no score with the head coach, Patrick Roy. Patrick, 7.5 minutes into the game. What stood out for you so far?
Well, right now, I like when we go on the rush, we skate around their D like Dutchie did on that play. I mean, that's what we're going to have to do tonight, challenge their D, and hopefully that will we score goals or draw some scoring chance or even draw some penalties. That's what we want to do.
All right, thanks for the time, Patrick.
You're very welcome.
Okay, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Kyle. Brad Malone out for the face-off for the Avalanche. There's Patrick Bordeleau. His line mate along with David Vandergulik playing his second consecutive game after being called up from Lake Erie following the injury to Ryan O'Reilly. And Coach Roy said this morning that O'Reilly will go on the trip to Minnesota, and there's some hope that feels well enough he might be able to play. The trip then goes on to Chicago, a 2-game trip. Tomorrow in Minnesota, and then Tuesday night against the Blackhawks. Puck comes free. Bordeleau flipped it out towards center. Backing up, Hamonic makes the pass, and from the red line, slapped in by Matt Martin. Turned around the glass. Varlamov, then Malone to Bordeleau. Carried to center ice by Sarge. He'll scoop that puck in to the New York zone. Back to get it, Thomas Hickey. Pass to center for Bailey of New York. Going to thread one through. That's blocked by Hayda. His pass dribbles into the New York zone. Chased down. Matt Donovan makes a pass. Chipped up the boards out to center. And coming back into the corner, Eric Johnson works his way around the boards. Flips the pass off the wall. Not out of the zone. Nielsen walking in. He shoots. Big save by Varlamov, and he covers the puck. Second time tonight that Nielsen has had a 2-on-1 situation. Last time he made the pass. This time he took the shot.
Like, it's always interesting to see clubs that you haven't seen very often come in. You've been hearing about this Franz Nielsen. Like, he's got 16 goals, 8 assists, 34 points for the New York Islanders. And you can see what an instinctively sound player he is offensively. He just jumped in that play. The last time he made a little pass across, this time he had the shot, he took it. Varlamov, his first big save.
Mitchell at center. Scooped away by Tavares. And Tavares gets the pass, comes out to center. Sends it ahead for Vanek. Thomas Vanek acquired during the season in a trade with the Buffalo Sabres. And he has really been playing well right now on a 10-game point streak for New York. To center ice. Holden shoots the puck in. Puck circles the boards. Bangs back behind the net. Scooped back to the point by Stastny. Sent to the corner for Landeskog. Tavares chasing him. Pass to the point. Barrie holds it in. Mitchell gives to Stastny. The puck freed up, put out in front. Okposo skate out to center, makes a sharp pass for Tavares. Stick handles his way into the Av zone, back towards Okposo, but Mitchell back checking, broke it up, and Landeskog shoots the puck deep into the New York zone.
Mike, the other thing that's really impressive, what Stastny's line has been able to do is Patrick Waugh every single night here in this homestand has put them against the other team's best offensive line.
And so tonight, he stays with that. He'll see a lot of John Tavares' line. Puck comes free for Talbot. He's in, he shoots, and a tip by DeHaan sends the puck out of play. No score midway through the first period in this game between the Avs and Isles.
Well, February 8th, these two players will play against each other in the last game of the regular season before the Olympic break. They'll be teammates on the Canadian Olympic Club that look like how their careers have paralleled. First pick overall, third pick overall, then you've got the 33, Ryan O'Reilly. And it was always so much fun. The scouts wouldn't tell you who it was, but there was a player still on the board after the first round that the Avalanche scouts were going to spend 3 picks, or 2 picks anyway, just on pins and needles. But when Ryan O'Reilly was still available at 33, the whole table rose up of all the scouts of the Avalanche, and they were running up there to make sure that there was no mistake. They were getting Ryan O'Reilly. It took them about half a second. The other team wasn't even off the podium in the Avalanche. The Avalanche select with their 33rd pick.
Save made by Poulin, and a shot for the point by Holden. And it's about now that you start seeing how those picks, as the 2009 draft, and we're starting to see how those draft picks are turning out. And I think the Avalanche and now certainly the Islanders are happy with the person that they picked in that first round, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And Winnipeg loves Evander Kane. There's no question about it. But it's 5 years, Mike. It's 5 years, and all 4 of those guys were in the league when they were 18. Their first year of eligibility after the draft. So it shows you again how young this league is getting.
Shot blocked in front of the New York net, but the stick goes up a little high, so we'll have a face-off in the New York zone.
And Matt Duchene for the Colorado Avalanche. Mike, this is what he brings on a nightly basis for the Avalanche. Watch the defensemen, how far they're pushed back into the zone. I mean, that's one of the keys when you know a guy is fast. The defensemen are sitting literally right in the crease by the time the guy gets to the net.
McKinnon will do that to the defenseman as well. He's out there. A quick snapshot by Duchene, and that's gloved by Poulin. We'll have another face-off in the New York zone.
So Matt Duchene might get 7 shots on goal last game against Ottawa, and this one was close. That's a nice save. I mean, that one looked from where I'm standing to be labeled top shelf. Poulin, I mean, he did a nice job to find that through just enough of a screen to make it a good save.
Bailey will take the face-off against Duchene. New York wins the draw. Sit back into the corner. Calvin DeHaan. Defenseman for the Islanders. Going to make an outlet pass. McKinnon blocked it and turned out towards center. There into the red line. Brock Nelson drops the puck into the Colorado zone. Pass for McGinn. Back for Benoit. He'll chase it to the half boards. Slides the puck across his own zone for Sarch without a glove on. Makes the pass back for Benoit to the red line. Hammered around the boards. Poulin dropped it. From behind the net, DeHaan has to reverse to get away from the forechecker Gabe Landeskog. Pass over to Hamonic. Up ice. Vanek cross ice. Pozo knocked it down. Hook check by Johnson. Gets the puck into the neutral zone. Still bouncing around. Finally, Mitchell able to control things. Gives the puck to Landeskog. Slides it across for Hayda. He settles the puck down. He shoots, and a pad save made by Poulin. Rebound comes across. Pozo launches the puck out to center ice.
Like this again, it's still trying to find his personality. Not quite sure exactly which way this is going to be. A low-scoring defensive battle, or they're going to start to open up a little bit.
Landeskog's pass hit a skate. Comes over towards Mitchell. Shot across. And Tavares to center ice. His pass slides through for Pozo. Run around the shelf. Tavares using his body to create a screen to get that puck. It's going to be a penalty on the Avalanche. Tavares drew the penalty with his play. Handoff goes into the corner. Centered in front for Tavares, but he was tied up. Back to the point for Andrew McDonald. New York's got an extra skater out because of the delayed call. And a steal by Mitchell brings the whistle. And the Avalanche are going to be shorthanded as New York gets a power play for the first time in this game.
Colorado, number 92, minor penalty, hooking.
Right, like every once in a while, that goalie getting off the ice and the extended play actually helps the team. There's about 30 seconds of that kind of action, Mike, with the goaltender out. And Tavares in his line, pardon me, and Mike, they are winded. They're gassed, and they're trying to keep their shift short, so they're not on the ice to start this power play.
For New York, 12th in the league on power plays. Scored 28 this season for the Avalanche. The penalty kill on the homestand, 21 for 24 during the 6 games coming into tonight on the 7-game homestand.
Like in 6 games so far, that's a solid +4 for the specialty team. So they have been a factor in a lot of the games.
Clutterbuck over the line. Strong cross ice. Shot blocked by McLeod. And the puck behind the net. Played off the glass, held at the point. And down the boards. Passed by Bailey, tip. Hamonic hustles, keeps the puck in play. Spins it across for Bailey. Back towards the point. Donovan slides it over to Hamonic. Back to Donovan. Cross ice. New York's on the power play. Penalty on Landeskog. Centering try, and it's chopped to wide of the net. Turn to the near side boards. Puck up in the air, dropped down, played back to the point for Hamonic. He winds, he shoots, missed the net. Back around to the far side for Donovan. He works his way to the face-off circle. The corner for Bailey. Back up the boards. And McLeod, nice play. He got to that puck first and was able to clear it with a backhand. Now the top power play unit comes out for New York with 20 seconds remaining in Landeskog's penalty. Tavares to center. Steams over the line. Makes a sharp pass for Vanek. Back across. In front. Oh, what a play by Hayda. He bumped Tavares and prevented him from putting the puck into the wide open net. We're going to stop in action.
Wow.
What a play by Hayda. He just saved the goal.
He just ran over Tavares. It looked, Mike, from here like, it was going to be that first goal of the game. His puck comes across, then he lifts his stick, knocks him down. Great reaction in a real, just a split second. Hayda times it, Mike, perfectly. Tavares was right there and wide open.
Saved a goal, and it's still scoreless. New York ends up with no shots on net during that 2-minute power play. So each team has had the man advantage. Johnson pass, gets it back, walks in, shot saved by Poulin. Bouncing puck, slid across. New York has possession. Still scoreless. Here in the first period, 4:45 remaining. Denver. Handoff, and the puck carried out towards center ice. Carried down the wing with a snapshot by Barry. The puck comes wide. Back the other way come the Islanders. Dumped into the corner. Played around the wall. Blocked on the far side. Kicked back. And Holden's pass to center for Duchesne. Into the New York zone. McGinn, shot rising. And off the arm of the goaltender, Kevin Poulin. Launched down to center. Roll wide. Play continues on. No icing. Benoit's pass off the boards. Knocked down by Strome. He gets poke checked. And McGinn backing up. Then slides it across. Benoit sends it on in over the line. Far side. Shot. And that deflected off of Donovan in New York and out of play. New York on a power play, had a great chance. Looked like Tavares was going to get the goal, but Hayda saved the day. Time for Did You Know? Here's tonight's question, brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. How many more square feet of ice exists on an Olympic-sized rink? All right, all you math majors. C1, 3,000. C2, 1,500. Or C3, 750. Text your answer. We'll give you the correct answer in the third period.
And Mike, it was interesting. I was talking to a couple of players yesterday about just you know, the ice size and how it affects their game, and we'll also include that in the conversations in the third period.
Is there any of the players that you talked to, Peter, that not looking forward to having more room? Or is everybody excited about that much more space to work?
No, it's not excited about more space. They know that it's Olympic Games. That's the nature of the game with the bigger ice surface. They're just more excited about the games, and it affects their styles, a couple of them a little bit differently, but nothing negative or really positive about the bigger ice surface.
Raptors pass to the point. Donovan shot misses wide. Bordeleau backhanded behind the net. Flagged down by Strome. Wrap around, and Varlamov. How quick. You got to cross to the post. Make that save after the steal by Strome and the wraparound.
Well, as we watch the save by Semyon Varlamov, one thing the Avalanche would love to do is make this a relatively low number of shot night against Varlamov, because the Avalanche jump on a plane, fly to Minneapolis or Minnesota, and then play Minnesota tomorrow night. And Varlamov will be in net. Patrick Roy has already announced that against the Wild tomorrow.
Pass to the point. McDonald shoots. Saved by Varlamov. Rebound played off the boards. Tipped in by McDonald. Pass to center for Duchesne. His pass gets through for McKinnon. Wedged away. Nielsen. The longest games played consecutively. Streak going for the New York Islanders. 175 in a row. Varlamov covers the puck. Gives us a chance to check in with Kyle, who's ringside. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, thanks, Mike. You and Peter are always talking about this, that in big games, your best players have to be your best players. Well, against the East, 11-3, the best players are. Landeskog, 16 points. Duchesne is showing up big. Stastny, O'Reilly, and then you got a couple defensemen, Eric Johnson and Ben Watt chipping in. So the Avalanche very effective against Eastern Conference teams.
Certainly are, Kyle. Thank you. And it has translated then into wins against the Eastern Conference. Pass to center. Include another one on Wednesday. That win against Ottawa. Landeskog shot caught by Poulin. Face-off coming up in the New York zone.
Well, one of the names in that list, not with Landeskog, was Johnson. And Johnson tonight, he is up in the play every single time. Like, I'm just really fascinated with the sort of the air of confidence that he has about his game now. Nothing rattles him. He never seems to be in a panic mode when he's either coming back, when he's moving up into the play, when there's a turnover, and all of a sudden he's in maybe a tough spot. He just reacts. He does not panic.
Hockey confidence is a funny thing, isn't it, Peter?
It is amazing how important it is. It seems like it should be something you should be able to turn on and off, and you can't.
Good save again by Varlamov. That long shot from Hamonic, and Hamonic back into his own zone with the puck. And the cross for Hickey, back to Hamonic. He's got some room to skate at center. Sends it over the blue line. Batted ahead by Martin, and the defenseman Hamonic gets to the puck. Slides it along. Colin McDonald, pass back around for Martin. Into the corner. Islanders with the puck in the Avalanche zone, and Johnson preventing anybody else from getting to the puck. Good work. Tipped out to center ice by Vandergulik. Sends it on for Bordeleau, and that is dumped in, allowing the Avs to make a line change. Still scoreless with 1:20 left in the first period. Race to the puck to the corner. Barry, Clutterbuck. Pass to center ice for McLeod to the red line. Shot it in. Talbot for Colorado. Reversing. Played off the boards. Back to the point for Holden. Back down to Talbot. Tipped it behind the net for McLeod. Check behind the net by Straight. Puck kick free. Back up to the near side boards. 45 seconds left to go in the period. McDonald for the Islanders. Makes the pass up ice. Up by Grabner. Deep into the Colorado zone. And Holden carried to center ice with just a half minute left in the first period. DeHaan. Off the glass and out. Puck taken by Sarge. Makes the pass. McKinnon revving it up. Poke check from behind, and the puck covered by the goaltender Kevin Poulin. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2014. Available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs.
Well, for Jan Hejda and Erik Johnson, the #1 pair, I think you could safely say that for the Avalanche, Mike. It's just every other shift now. As Patrick Roy is really pushing it, he knows how important a goal here would be, but certainly the first goal of the game will be for the Avalanche.
Mitchell on the faceoff, play back to the point. Shot around the wall. 2 seconds left to go in the period. And that's it. No goals during that first period of play. Both teams had a power play, and certainly the play of the period was Jan Hejda saving a goal by lifting the stick of John Tavares.
And they were both clubs very good defensively. Mike, there wasn't a lot of room in that first period, but the Avalanche solid. Both clubs now, Mike, go into the locker room tied 0-0, probably feeling that they played pretty well, but they've got to, get some more bodies down low, get some more shots on net.
9 shots for the Avs in the first, 7 for the New York Islanders. And our score at the end of one period in Denver, 0-0. The Toyota intermission report is next. New York 0, Colorado 0 at the end of one period of play. Avs outshot the Islanders 9-7. Both teams with a power play opportunity during that first period of play. Neither team able to cash in, and certainly Jan Hejda made the play of that first period. Peter, this is wrapping up the homestand for the Colorado Avalanche, the Game 7 of the 7-game homestand.
And Michael, right in this first 6 games, you see the National Hockey League nowadays. 5 of them are 1-goal games. 1 is a 2-goal game. That's it. These players now are so capable of just staying, Mike, understanding that they're all going to be close games. Very seldom did you have that 6-1 or the 5-1 hockey game. They're tight. The clubs are so equal. I mean, you look at this Islander club, they're 8 points out of a playoff spot. The Avalanche are 7 points into a playoff spot. And they're both, in that first period, just good hockey teams.
Well, we begin our second period. Tavares. It's poke check by Hejda. The puck batted back towards a Hamonic. Ruled to be a hand pass as it took place in the neutral zone.
Like it was like last game against Ottawa. There's an Ottawa club that, had struggled this year, trying to find its way. That was a good team. That
was a very talented team, Peter.
Huge defensive.
The game that, we see them twice a year, and that's the first time. Well, that looked like a playoff team to me.
And the Avalanche, found a way to win. I think that's been the best part of this whole homestand. They have found ways to win games different ways all throughout the homestand.
A lot of different styles from their opponents, haven't they been, Peter? They've kind of been different feels to the game. Shot by Hejda, stick saved, and a chance. Brilliant save made by Poulin, then the rebound chance, and the puck bounces into the corner. Scoop back out to center. Johnson sends a pass through. Landeskog wide, shoots, and caught by Poulin.
Boy, again, Mike, I take you back to the idea for Stastny's line. What's the best way to keep Tavares off the score sheet, Mike? Have him spend the whole night in his own zone. And again, Stastny, they haven't scored, but they have done a terrific job of pushing the offense, which has allowed them to be effective defensively.
Duchesne against Frans Nielsen. Nielsen has the puck, makes the pass. Dropped by Bailey towards the corner. Chased down by Nelson. Nelson trying to work his way in front. Puck comes free. McDonald. Pass down the far boards. Back towards McDonald. Sends it down the lane, and it is stopped by Varlamov. It popped out of his glove, and he just dove on top of it. And look at him slide all the way to the bottom of the circle.
Well, one of the things, Mike, that I have just watched the Avalanche work at, practice, look at the sticks. Watch the sticks of the Avalanche players. They are in passing lanes as well this year and being pushed every day. Mike, as it's been in a long time. They block a lot of passes. There's a lot of one hands on sticks, taking lanes away from the opposition.
Poulin steered the puck for Donovan to take. Turned it off the glass, got it out towards center, popped back in, but the Avalanche are offside. Let's take a look at who is in the groove, presented by Groove Subaru. And certainly recently, these are the players that have been doing it for the respective teams.
Yeah, John Tavares for the New York Islanders, 8 points the last couple of games. Paul Stastny, so good for the Avalanche. And Mike, clutch. Even the game against Calgary, the one they lost, he scored a goal late to tie it at 3 that gave the Avs a chance to take that game at least into overtime. And then, of course, last game, he was such a big goal late. The Avalanche, instead of no points, come away with 2.
In the game against Calgary, you at least get a point out of that one. Or attempted to get a point when Stastny scored that. It looked like we were going to overtime, but then that late goal by Calgary prevented the Avs from getting any points.
Well, for Tyson Barrie, the man who was the hero. And it was fun walking down to the practice arena yesterday, just talking to him. Mike, an overtime goal gives you a smile like no other in the National Hockey League. Because right there, it's over. And you are, for just a millisecond, Mike, you are the center of your team's happiness. And you get to be the guy that ended it. And it is a magnificent feeling.
And that's the second time in his career he's done that.
Right, and again, that's what he has to do. You got to push it. You have to be aggressive, and he did a terrific job late in that game.
Well, Martin getting around Hayda, whether it's stick or whatever, but Hayda was holding glove to his face that he had gotten hurt as Martin kind of climbed past him.
Yeah, you got the stick and glove right up in the face of Jan Hayda. Martin leads the league in hits by like the country mile. This man is a hitting machine.
Hayda's pass, taken away, high in the slot, brought down by Zika, swatted at the puck, into the corner. Works behind the net by McDonald. He gets checked. Tavares arrives, has the puck, comes behind the net, protecting the puck into the slot. Still with it, gives to Vanek. His shot blocked. Ricocheted out in the center. That went off of Hayda. Boy, Hayda's been right in the middle of a lot tonight. Off of Vanek, and Hayda swoops in for the puck. Played it up the boards. Tavares got a piece of it. And Malone cranked it off the glass. Got the puck out of the zone. Andrew McDonald back over to Straight. Pass up the ice. Vanek cross ice. Flagged down by Pozo with the puck behind the net. Tavares lost the stick. He got tangled up with Stastny. Pass comes to Landeskog. Slides it through off the skate of Stastny. McDonald up bites for Opozo. Got a Vanek down the middle. The pass, the trail, Tavares shot. I think it might have hit his teammate Vanek, and then goes wide. Pass out in front in the slot, and it took a hop on Straight. He's going to come out into the neutral zone.
I think you're right, Mike. But Vanek right now is hurting Cowboy at the bench.
Going to be a penalty. Sarch collision, and then Tavares decides to come after Sarch. And then some other players arrive as well at the party. Well, there's going to be a penalty. You can see there's Thomas Vanek.
That was
after that shot. Yeah, that's the shot, right?
That's from the shot. Yeah. Okposo, I think, Mike, just gets up and over. Okposo, he is a monstrous guy.
16,
just watching him in warm-up. As you see, Sarge just gets the leg out. Mike trips him up. Okposo was able to get up and over. So fortunately, he was not hurt. But Mike, he's 6 foot and goes about 220. He looks like a tank. He's standing in front of me doing some drills. And I'm like, my God, that man's wide. He just is a big guy.
Well, Sarge gets a tripping penalty. New York on the power play. They came dangerously close to getting a goal last time out. Hayda just prevented the last moment from happening. Another power play for New York. Sarge in the penalty box. Pass off the boards. Tipped by Donovan towards the corner. This is the second power play unit for New York. Bailey makes a pass. Turn back for Strome. Works his way way to the bottom of the circle with a pass for Bailey. Far side shot, save. Rebound tipped to the corner by Hayda. Played out. And over the glass, out of play.
Oh, with 1:30 now, Mike, on this power play. The first chance for the Islanders to set up their #1 power play. And we talked about this at the top of the show. 9 for 18. In their last 18 opportunities, they did not score in their first one, obviously, tonight. But the power play has been red hot. And, Mike, when it's good, there are so many nice passes.
Well, Peter, they didn't get out until there were 20 seconds left in that first power play because the second unit did such a good job of keeping the puck in the Avalanche zone.
But this is the big line. These are the finishers right here.
Andrew McDonald over the line. Nielsen gives to Tavares. Back intended for McDonald, but Mitchell makes a nifty play and clears the zone.
There's also Johnson, Mike, coming across hard on Tavares, but he couldn't make that easy pass back to the point.
Over the line, Pozo back behind for McDonald. Got Tavares to his left, trying to go that way. Fumbled at first, back to McDonald, towards Tavares, inching his way to the circle. Feeds it back for McDonald, slides it across. Nielsen ducks into the corner. Pass back to the point for McDonald. Power play in effect for New York. They move the puck around. Tavares in front. Shot, kick save made by Varlamov. Then a race. And Mitchell trying to clear. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Collision along the near side. Nielsen for New York. Picked off by Mitchell, but he's able to lift it over Pozo and out of the zone. Leaving 15 seconds remaining in the Sarge penalty. Carried through by Pozo. Coming in. Couldn't get by. And McGinn clears the zone. So the Avalanche, nice job. There were 3 shots on net during that power play for New York. The Avalanche killed the penalty. Outlet pass. Out to center ice. Shot back behind the net. Martin put it into the corner of the Avalanche zone. Tipped away by McGinn. Zikas threw the puck back behind the Avalanche net. Rolls up the far wing and McKinnon sprints to center. Hamonic backing up, pass in the middle. Shot by McGinn, saved by Poulin. And the rebound cleared out by Colin McDonald. Avalanche transition right back to offense. Pass to the wall. Grabner makes the steal. Trying to get up ice for a 2-on-1. He's got a man with him. Cuts in, circles. Still with the puck behind the net. Looking to make a play. Trying to center. Right on the doorstep. It is still there. Still whacked at. Still whacked at. Then into the near corner. Back behind the net. McKinnon's got it. Skates out towards center. Lifts the pass. Knocked down. McKinnon picked it up. Skates in over the line. Wow, what a move. And the puck's followed up by Mitchell. Back into the corner. Hickey's got it for New York.
Here we go, Mike. Now it just on the last minute, it just started to pick up all over the ice.
Landeskog skates in. Cuts down the middle. Turns and shoots on target. Save made by Poulin. Clutterbuck fires the pass through the neutral zone. Donovan back to Clutterbuck. Sent it back into his own zone. Hickey dropped the puck in the corner for Donovan. Up the boards for Clutterbuck. Swings it at the center. Steal. Flip pass in the middle for Nielsen. Charge after in the corner. Works the puck behind the net. Back towards the point. Straight couldn't hold it in. And we got an icing call on Colorado.
Michael, one of the fastest players you're going to see is number 40, Michael Grabner. Like he was just flying down the ice, and Johnson did that. Mike, he's one of the only Avalanche defensemen that really does do it. He does that long where he dives and uses his stick, and here's McKinnon, like just doing his magic with that puck. And
he was dangling there, wasn't he?
Oh boy, that's the word. That's what he's dangling.
That's out in the center. Steal by Landeskog. Charging in one-on-one. Sends the pass across for Mitchell. Going to drop it, but it hit a skate. Johnson sends it across. McKinnon looking for a tip in front from Stastny. Shot it through. Drop from the point. And the glove save by Poulin. And we'll take a timeout. Lots of action, but still scoreless in the second period in Denver. Thank you very much. And the face-off going to take place in the New York zone. All right, as we head down, let's listen in. Peter McNabb, an interview with Tyson Barrie.
Tyson, maybe a little different hockey game than you expected, real low scoring. How's it changed your defenseman's approach to this game?
Not a whole lot. I mean, they got some great forwards, and they like to play it fast, but it's been a pretty tight game so far, and I thought we've done a good job containing them.
Yeah, Tyson, good luck the rest of this game. Mike, it's almost as if each of these clubs don't know each other very well. I've read the press clippings about, one, the Avalanche are playing so well, and the altitude here at the Pepsi Center, and that the Islanders are scoring so many goals. The Avalanche are really playing well defensively, but it has not opened this game up at all.
There's been just a little pocket, we've seen it, but not for any long periods of time.
And once a game gets to a certain point, Mike, that's the way the game is going to be played. Because we're almost at that halfway mark, and now everybody knows how important the first goal is.
Wardlow came across trying to push Martin as he came through the neutral zone.
Martin just pulled back on what would have been a gigantic hit.
Barrie, handoff, shot, kick, save, made by Poulin. Rebound comes across for DeHaan. Lifted the corner, back behind the net. Barrie. Off the bench, Nielsen takes the puck. Snapped it around. DeHaan. The half-board. Nielsen holds it the blue line. Back around, Bailey. Josh Bailey had to jump over his stick. Bailey chases the puck down to the corner. Nielsen holds it back behind. Nelson. Reversing, twisting, turning. Pass in front, smacked dead by Bailey, but Sarge did his best to prevent a good shot on net. Flag down, handoff goes towards Nelson, but slid away. Tipped off the boards. McLeod couldn't get out of the zone, kept in by the Islanders. Back around to the near side for Sarge. Lifts the puck up and out. And Poulin. Oh, that was an interesting way to handle it. And the puck comes to the corner.
Bounce, but a nice shift by the Islanders. First time that the Avalanche have been pinned in their own zone this period.
Then up ice, Duchesne threads the pass through for McKinnon. Held up by Hickey and Donovan for New York. Clutterbuck checked off the puck. Carried in by McGinn. Gives to Duchesne. Coming back. Taken by New York. Down to center. Strome. Puck across the rink. Nick Holden, defenseman for the Avalanche. Blows things up, then makes the pass to spring McKinnon in. Gives to Duchesne, slid away from him. Oposo tapped the puck to center.
I gotta tell you, Mike, a guy having a good defensive game is Jamie McGinn. Duchesne and McKinnon are flying. And he's been that perfect sort of guy that's back, that third guy high to help out defensively.
Oposo gains the line, cutting in on the off wing, centering pass for Vanek, chipped away. Tipped out to center. Mitchell trying to get it over to Landeskog, but he was hit by Oposo. Puck turned around. Stastny for the Avs. Dropped the puck in the corner for Mitchell. Pass into the middle for Haydu, who had pinched in. He bats the puck out of play. That draws the whistle. Gives us a timeout. No score in the second period.
Michael, we're just past the halfway mark, and Jamie McGinn with his 4 goals in the last 5 games. As we look at them in order here for Jamie McGinn, Mike, he now has 10 goals. He's one of 6 Avalanche players with 10 goals, and it just seems every time he's given a little bit more responsibility offensively, he has responded in a big way for the Avalanche. And as you mentioned at the time, Mike, his first power play goal of the year, and he had a real good opportunity for another one here tonight. But this is what you need. P.A. Parento is down. Ange is no longer skating, but he's not back in the lineup. Hopefully O'Reilly back sooner than later, but those are 3 guys you count on for scoring. McGinn stepped it up.
Center Johnson comes in over the line, makes the pass, shot by Malone, blocked by McDonald from New York. The puck carried through the neutral zone, over the line. Shot, oh, that one caught the Varlamov. And then pinged out of play. And we got a collision at the net. And you can see laying back in the net, Brad Malone.
You know, everyone shoots so hard right now. You see that, right? Those masks are made in such a way that it, you know, it sort of doesn't, the initial blow isn't right in the area that you're hit. It disperses it all through the mask. And so as much as it's going to jar you, I mean, that's no fun getting hit like that. It doesn't do the kind of damage that it would have done 15, 20 years ago.
Well, Malone heads back to the Avalanche bench.
I'm doing my job here. I got picking up water bottles. There's a water bottle from Varley just came over and they threw it at me. You know, so obviously they're upset with something you said and they throw the water bottle at me.
Took one for the team.
Took one for the team.
Chased by Oposo into the corner. Hayda ties up Oposo, then breaks free. Pass to Tavares. Landeskog on him. Fired back to the point. Sent across. Shot. Looking for a tip. Went off and Vanek to the corner. Worked back around the wall. Hamilton. Run to center. Hayden sent it off the boards. Tavares trying to slow down Stastny, but he's able to make the pass to Johnson. Cross for Hayden through the middle. And a puck into the New York zone. Pass back to the blue line. Landeskog gets the pass from Johnson. Skates into the New York zone. Far side from Mitchell. Curled to the corner. Pass to the point for Benoit. His shot. Oh, and that one snuck in on Poulin, who makes the save and covers. Win Avalanche tickets, compliments of Xcel Energy. Get your power meter number and go to altitude.tv. Click on the Xcel Energy icon for energy saving tips and enter for a chance to win. No purchase is necessary. See official rules at altitude.tv. Shane against Nielsen with a face-off in the New York zone. False start to the draw. They lead the two centermen in, and the puck is dropped. Avalanche win the face-off. Chip towards the corner for McKinnon. Dropped it along the boards. And it ricochets out to center. Benoit shoot it off the glass and in. Dropped in the corner. New York with the puck. Avalanche trying to prevent the puck from coming out of the zone. Hickey smashes the puck off the glass. Got it out. Benoit chugging back for the puck. Moves it off the boards for McKinnon. Kicks it out to center. Duchesne gives to McGinn. Back to Duchesne. Over to McGinn. Back to the corner for Duchesne. Sends it around the boards for McKinnon. Pass to the point. Barry, one-timer save made by Poulin. Followed up by McKinnon. He stripped to the puck. Carried to center by Nelson. Shoot to the corner. And both teams want to make a line change. Bounced out to center. Carried in by Cleach. McDonald leans into him. McDonald goes down. That allows McLeod to get to the puck. Reverts it around the boards. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the second period. No goals in this one. Grabner uses his speed to get in. He's got Clutterbuck coming down the middle. And Grabner never let up. That had to be goaltender interference. He just never stopped skating right into Varlamov.
Well, Michael, this is one of the plays that goaltenders keep talking about. The guy comes through and just does not even attempt. Doesn't even attempt to slow down. And Mike, we've seen it all over the league time and time again. And, you know, they're supposed to stop at the blue.
Well, that's a penalty, though. So when we come back in a scoreless second period, Avs on the power play. Well, but Grabner did get a penalty for goaltender interference, which sets up power play number 2 for the Avalanche with 6 minutes left to go in the period. Big play here for the Avs to get the man advantage late in the second period. But New York wins the face-off. Puck is slapped down, and the Avalanche will begin their breakout with a man advantage. Grabner off for goaltender interference. Penalty comes at 14:01. Landeskog, McKinnon, Stastny, Benoit, and Barry out on the power play for Colorado. Stopped behind the net by Varlamov. Benoit's pass for McKinnon. Skates in, makes the pass across for Stastny. Back to Barry. High in the slot, slid across. Stastny down low. McKinnon slapped at it, and somehow Poulin stopped that one with a little help from his defenseman.
Well, we saw 1, 2, 3 tape-to-tape passes that didn't allow the Islanders to set things up. And McKinnon, like, who scored a goal on a similar play where he wraps himself around on that right side of the goaltender right here. It comes around, and Landeskog covered, just couldn't find that open puck.
As win the faceoff. Down low, slapped down, and pinballs back in front, covered by Poulin.
Same play, same group, Mike. They were trying this time. McKinnon's trying to find Stastny in the slot instead of wrapping this around. Comes down low, throws it up to Stastny. Like, that might have even been to Barry coming in on the far side. The Avalanche again getting aggressive with their point man, jumping up into the play.
Barry slips away, flips the pass for Stastny. His shot, chest is straight, but bounces for Landeskog of the Avalanche. Pass down low, centered. McKinnon fanned on it, but is able to recover. Back to Barry, sent across for Landeskog. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Over to Landeskog in the slot. Back to Landeskog, cross ice. It was tipped and bounced away from Barry. Floats into the corner. The puck taken, played off the boards. Barry holds it in. But he has spent a lot of time in the New York zone. And New York is dead last killing penalties in the NHL.
Like, what they're trying to do right now, they've done it at least 5 times to find that offside defense.
To the point for Barry. Stastny, there's another chance in front. Deflected away by Hamonic and cleared out. Just one shot during this power play opportunity for Colorado. Grabner comes out of the penalty box. Grabner, one of 2 players from Austria. They're going to be on the Austrian Olympic team. Duchesne trying to scoop it out in front after he got his own rebound. The Islanders have 4 players going to the Olympics. Tavares, Grabner, Vanek, and Wisnowski, who is right now injured and not playing. Parity in, a shot by Talbot, and heard a ping off the post. Pass in front, and it slipped away from Duchesne. Hayda's shot, it's blocked by Vanek. Turned it off the boards, tipped out to center ice, scooped up by Tavares. Plays it across, slapped in by Hickey. 3:10 remaining in the period. Johnson carrying the puck. Comes into the corner, centers, bounce free. Tavares skates to center, joined on the rush. Vanek comes in, pass for the defenseman to Hahn, centers. Vanek, pass back to the point for Donovan. Slides it across to Hahn, shot. And it's underneath Varlamov. He looked behind him, but he was able to snow angel and cover the puck.
Here's the play again, that the high catching glove of Varlamov, so that technically the one thing that has changed this year from last year, the second 20-win season of his career. It is interesting, Mike. You know what he's looking at right there? He's looking at the scoreboard. He's watching the save. The players look and assess things on the Pepsi Vision all the time, at every rink in the league.
None bigger to look at than this one, though. Or more clear.
You see everything.
Sorry.
My favorite line was, "I am my man." I don't know.
There's no hiding, is there?
No.
Hamonic pass for Nielsen. Flipped it back behind him. And to Hahn. The red line. Pass for Franz Nielsen. Wedged off the puck by McLeod of Colorado. Sarge ends up with it. Moves the puck up ice for Cody McLeod. Shot in. And slipped away from Calvin DeHaan. Hickey carried to center. Thomas Hickey delivers the puck into the Avs zone. Quick pass for McKinnon. Oh, look at him go! He blew by him. Score! Well, they say that speed kills, and we saw an example there. McKinnon just flew by the defenseman and scores his 15th of the year, and it's 1-0 Colorado.
Michael, this is the defenseman is not even in a bad spot. The defenseman was where he should have been on that play. There was a quick little turnover, but you talk about helpless. He got a little pad on him, but Michael, that is just, it must be amazing. It reminds me a little bit, Mike, of Paul Kariya, when Kariya first came into the league, when he was just faster than everybody. When you're just faster than everybody, the game is played at a different level. And man, was he going. And you could see it. I mean, the minute I was right at ice level with the defenseman, and he was going back, and you could just see that hockey panic, like, oh, am I in trouble? I got no shot at catching this kid.
He barely touched him.
Yeah, and McKinnon started 10, 12, 15 feet in front of the defenseman and then ended up behind him. And again, you cannot blame the defenseman for that play. It was just one of those bang-bang plays when all of a sudden, here comes this guy. And let's not forget, they have not seen McKinnon. Maybe you didn't even quite know just how fast he is.
The other thing, Peter, you have to keep in mind, it's one thing, and there are a lot of players who are fast. Peter, you have to finish. And we've seen that from McKinnon. One thing to have that much speed, but when you can score using that speed, what a dimension it becomes.
Like, but again, we're looking at the Avalanche this was a great draft year. And the Avalanche could have taken with the #1 pick any one of several players and not have made a mistake. But they wanted a special player. You get that #1 pick so rarely. You want to make it a special player. And we've seen that. I mean, Mike, that is the kind of goal that will be shown everywhere, and all you'll see hockey players go is, oh my gosh. You know, again, both benches kind of going, wow, that kid really can go.
1 minute remaining.
A minute left to go in the period. Avalanche have struck first. McKinnon with his 15th of the year. Benoit gets the only assist. And the Avalanche at 18-15 of the second period have taken a 1-0 lead. 40 seconds left in the period. DeHaan's back. Backhanded around behind the net. Puck circles to the far corner. Flip back behind Benoit. Over to Sarge. Up the boards for Talbot. Turned it back behind the net for Sarge to take. Set to center. Controlled by Zizekas. Push the puck across. Hit by McLeod. Frees up the puck, but it's taken. Pozo. Circles back behind the net. Tavares had a chance. That's denied. Cleared out to center. Flagged down by Hamonic. And we've come to the end of the second period. But a highlight reel goal from Nathan McKinnon using that speed. Ends up in a breakaway for his 15th of the year. It's 1-0 Avs.
And that is the single difference in this game. Both goaltenders have played well. Both goaltenders have not allowed many rebounds. But I think for the Avalanche, that was just that kind of play that they expect from Duchesne, McKinnon, Landeskog, and tonight it was McKinnon, and it was something to behold.
That's the only goal in the game. Nathan McKinnon with his 15th of the year at 18-15. 1-0 Colorado after one. Next on Altitude is the Subaru intermission report. Colorado Avalanche hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Groove Subaru on Broadway or online at grooveauto.com. Pepsi, live for now. And by the Ford Super Duty. Built stronger, built better, built for tough. What a goal from Nathan MacKinnon. Just blasted down the ice, and a terrific shot to beat Poland. And with less than 2 minutes to go in the period, he has given the Avs a 1-0 lead to take to the third. It was so impressive watching MacKinnon score that goal. You had a great view of it, didn't you, Peter?
I really did. And I was talking to a couple of the players that aren't playing tonight's game, and the names Gaborik, Bure, Correa all came up as far as that's the kind of speed. Like when you start talking about these guys, you're talking about a guy who's going to get a reputation. Because this kind of speed, now you've got Duchesne on one line. They're actually playing now together, but eventually they're going to be on two different lines, and it is going to be as it was with Sakic, as it was with Sakic and Forsberg, Mike, impossible to deal with. Never mind the fact that you've got Stastny on another line. So you look at him sitting right now, it's Ty's hurdle. For most goals, course hurdle out for the remainder of this season. That would have been an interesting race as far as the Calder Trophy. I would have to think right now Nathan would be right there with the front runners for Rookie of the Year.
Well, great crowd tonight here on this Friday night in the final game of a 7-game homestand for the Avalanche. Terrific crowd, and they are pumped up as this third period begins with the Avs leading 1-0. After McKinnon's goal, added an assist, it's Benoit and McGinn with the assists, coming at 18:15 of the second period. And for McGinn, Peter, his 100th career NHL point.
He has been one of the real stars on this home stand for the Avalanche.
DeHaan moves the puck off the glass. Gets it up ice. Vanek slides it across for Tavares. Stops, slides it, Vanek. They tried to hit Opozo, but he was behind the net. Straight gives to McDonald. New York defenseman pushed it up ice for Josh Bailey. His shot gets blocked. Tapped it wide of the net for Nelson to take. Trying to center, batted back by Varlamov. By Avs McKinnon, whips the puck around the boards for McGinn. Skates out to center. Charges after the puck. Gets hit. Up onto his skates. McDonald moves the puck around the boards for Duchesne to knock down. And the Islanders get possession back. Avs outshot New York in that period, 13-9. Bailey, backhand try, not much on it. Easily stopped by Varlamov. Hickey came pinching in, but the puck got away from him. And he gives McKinnon a chance to go one-on-one with Donovan. It was Donovan that he flew by to get that goal. That time Donovan stayed right with him.
And Donovan, Mike, is a very good skater.
Duchesne staying with it, and the puck is pushed away, up the boards, back to the corner, centered in front, stopped, and covered by the goaltender Poulin.
Like, this is the package that Erik Johnson is bringing every night now. Look at coming across. That's Vanek, and just a good, hard stand-up of the man at the blue line. And here he goes. Off, Mike. Look at, he just sort of shrugs the guy off. 1-2 guys and jumps into the play. And again, it's the confident nature of period in, period out play now for Erik Johnson.
He hasn't won a face-off. Talbot chasing the puck. DeHaan swings it to the corner. McLeod gets to it for the Avalanche. Tip back behind the net. DeHaan turns. Pass for Grabner. Chipped off the boards out to center. Way back by Cleach for the Avs, and then Sarge delivers the puck to the corner. DeHaan on it. Turned it back around. Everybody for the Islanders had skated away. That allows Benoit to send it across. It was tipped over the stick of Talbot. Quick outlet pass for Strome of New York. Long shot. And that is taken by the goaltender, Varlamov.
Well, we were looking at something in the second period we thought could have been very, very disastrous for the Avalanche. Tyson Barrie goes down. It looks like he's holding his right shoulder or favoring his right shoulder as he goes off. Unfortunately for the Avalanche, he was fine and is back on the ice for the Avalanche for this third period. That was Clutterbuck who took him in, but you know, that wasn't one of those ones that was late, or it was just a hockey play.
Johnson after the faceoff. Off the glass, tipped by Mitchell. puck into the New York zone. McDonald. Steady things back behind the net. Turns and hammers the puck out to center, but cut off by Landeskog. Takes it into the corner. Centering pass off of these skates. Back towards Landeskog. Shoots it down the boards for Mitchell. Trying to go behind the net for Stastny. Back up the boards. Landeskog behind the net for Stastny. Got Mitchell, Landeskog in front. Hayda's pinching in the pass. And Mitchell tried to hand it off to Hayda, but he had curled back to the point.
Curled back to the point. He got hit in the head with a stick.
That'll make you curl.
That'll curl you up.
Puck slides towards Varlamov, and he jumps on it to cover.
But you love this for the Avalanche. They're not sitting back. They're pushing the play. Benoit on one shift, now Hayda on another, jumping up, being aggressive offensively. The Avalanche have felt a couple of times in games, Mike, when it gets later in the game, they will sit back, especially their defensemen. You want to keep pushing the play. Smart decisions, but keep pushing the play.
Well, the Avalanche are doing such a good job defensively on the Islanders, who have not scored a goal in this game. They have been scoring a lot of goals lately. But, Peter, when they scored less than 3 goals a game, they have not won a game yet in regulation this season.
18-5 when they have scored less than 3 goals. Mike, but when they scored more than 3 goals, 16-4-2.
And now, though, the Avalanche are doing the job. New York has not scored a goal in this game. We're 4 minutes into the 3rd period. Varlamov moves the puck to the corner, reverse back around.
Vander Gulik went off like he got a stick up in the face.
McGinn gets checked by Hamonic. The puck squirts free. DeHaan rolls it around the boards. Carried to center by Nelson. He's in over the line, trying to drop it. Hooks the puck to the corner. Nielsen centered in front. Chance scored by Nelson. Brock Nelson with his 5th of the year. And that one ties the game at 1. It felt like a bit of a broken play there, didn't it, Peter?
It didn't look like much until all of a sudden the man was wide open coming down through the middle. You see the Avalanche, there's 5 guys. All 5 guys are seemingly in position, but then it opens up in front. The one man goes through, no one finds the other 29 coming in. Gets a little bit unlucky as it bounced off an Avalanche skate, but the Islanders tie this one up.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was intended for DeHaan, but it hit at Benoit's skate. But it took the right bounce for the Islanders, and here's your Kia's scoring summary. Brock Nelson, 5th of the year, 428. DeHaan and Nielsen with the assists on the New York Islanders goal.
Yeah, Brock Nelson, like he's a rookie on this hockey club, but Nielsen, like he's had a very good game for the New York Islanders. We talked about him in the 1st period.
Here's a chance, centered across, backhand. Towards the near wall, comes back behind for Grabner, centers, and that one ricocheted out of the zone. New York has a little bit of life after their goal. That's tied the game at 1. Pass through the middle for Grabner. His pass for Clutterbuck. Received, and a deliberate offside called on the Islanders, which means the faceoff is coming back into the New York zone. If you're looking for a great car, check out the all-new Kias. You can visit ColoradoKiaDealers.com. Discover Kia's full line of high-quality, stylish, dependable vehicles. That's ColoradoKiaDealers.com.
Well, Mike, we'll see how this works for the Colorado Avalanche. Intentional offside brings the faceoff all the way deep into the Islanders zone.
(1-1). 15:03 to go in the 3rd period. Islanders get the puck after the faceoff. Push to center ice. Bordeleau for Colorado. Pass across for Talbot. Shoots it in. Dropped in the corner. Malone. Moved across. Bounce back for Barry. His shot tipped. Comes wide to the net. Straight for New York. To center ice for Colin McDonald. Dropped it along the boards. Barry slides the puck free to the corner. Talbot. Turn the puck back behind his own net. And Barry will come through the far face-off circle, make the pass to center. Broken up, pass across for Vanek. Trying to make a pass towards Tavares, cut off by Stastny. Avalanche move the puck to center. They give to Stastny. Comes over the line. Landeskog in front and diving. Hickey broke up that play. Well, it looked like Landeskog and Stastny were set up for a great scoring chance. Hickey plays the puck off the boards. Donovan's long pass off of Vanek. And Hayter for Colorado. Comes out to center. Sends one towards Mitchell. He's held up at the line. Puck pushed to the corner of the New York zone. Slapped around. Poza. Up ice for Tavares. To Nelson. Slapped back the other way. Goes off of Hamonic. He backhands the puck out of the zone. He wants off the ice. He's hurting. No icing on the play. Shot around the boards. McDonald will come back and get the puck for New York.
And it's settled down, Mike, even more after that goal by the Islanders.
And the puck is tipped by McKinnon. That goes over the glass behind the Islanders bench and out of play. Nelson has tied the game at 1 in the third period for New York. Let's answer tonight's Did You Know question. How many more square feet of ice exists on an Olympic-sized ice rink? We asked you in the first period. Here's the answer. 3,000 square feet. Jordan, congratulations. You're tonight's winner.
Everybody talks about the ice surface being bigger. Mike, it's actually just fatter. It's wider. And for a winger, I was talking to Gabe Landeskog about this. For a winger like Landeskog, who's a forechecker, that means from center ice to the boards, it's about 7.5 more feet, or it's exactly 7.5 more feet on either side of the ice surface. So, Mike, he said forechecking, instead of 50-50, you might go to forecheck. It's got to be 90-10 before you dump into the zone because you just get too far away from the play.
Snapped around by the Avs into the New York zone. This game tied up at 1. McDonald racing out the center. Two teams have been scoring some goals lately. Been tough to get them tonight. Nelson lifts the puck in. Benoit sends it off the boards. Blocked at the line by Strome. Comes over to Josh Bailey. Lifts the puck to the corner for Strome. He goes down to the ice. Avalanche defenseman Sarge and Benoit. Back to the point for Hickey. McKinnon lost to Callum. Clutterbuck shoots it around the boards. Picked up by Grabner. He walks in. He shoots. Save. Rebound. Turned aside by Varlamov. And then Clutterbuck bumped into Varlamov after he made that save. Hickey back to get to the puck. Bounced off the boards. Slid in, and Holden gets the puck ahead of Clutterbuck. Pass for Talbot. Slides it out to center. Strome. Bad centering pass. There's a chance. Big time save by Poulin. Robbing Cody McLeod. To the point. Shot by Barry. Whistles wide. Shot by Talbot. Misses. And around the boards for Barry. Talbot. Knocked down to the ice by DeHaan, but the puck out in by Holden. Got blocked, kicked away by Poulin. That's DeHaan. The Avalanche keep that pressure on. What a shift here for the Avalanche. Turned across. Banged out to center by Strome. The Islanders able to change up. The Avs are doing the same, but that was a good shift from Colorado. Holden met at the red line by Martin. Delivers the puck in. Oh, there's another hit. That time by Bordeleau. And the puck comes up the far side wing. Carried out to center. Zikas sends it down the middle. Picked off by the Avalanche. Pass to Hayda. To Johnson. Back towards Hayda. Over to Malone. And it's slammed ahead by Duchesne into the New York zone. 25 shots for the Avs, 20 for the Islanders in this game, but we're tied up at 1. Stastny past the red line, dumps the puck in. Poulin sent it around the shelf. Stastny cut it off. Played it behind the net for Mitchell. Fakes the pass back to the point. Steps around one man. Skates behind the New York net to the point. Shot by Johnson. Missed. Back for Hayda. He has again with another good shift to the New York zone.
Good pressure down low, and again, the defenseman not hesitating. Johnson's in behind the net right now.
Tavares with Okposo 2-on-1. Okposo down low. Oh, and Tavares tripped up before he could get a shot. Over the line comes Mitchell. His pass broken up. Okposo to center ice. Gets checked by Johnson, followed up by Hickey. Shoots the puck in around the glass and drops behind the Avalanche net.
There have been, Mike, some really big hits. Both teams have come strong here in this third period.
Bailey. The puck ahead, knocked out of midair by Duchesne. And we got to play with a high stick, stopping the action here in the third period with the game tied at 1. Each team has had some good chances to break this tie, but it remains a 1-1 game in the third period in Denver.
Well, Mike, it has been a very interesting game. Semyon Varlamov again right in the middle of it with some big saves. 7-0-4. That's the longest streak that he has had in his career as far as not losing in regulation. Peter Budaj, that great run he had in 2007, 13-0-3, Mike, where he almost pulled the Avalanche into the playoffs that year.
Matt Duchesne, something wrong with the stick. Makes his choice. Coming back for the faceoff. He'll take the draw against Nielsen, and that new stick worked. Won the faceoff. Nelson dropped the puck in the corner. Chipped away by Duchesne out to center. DeHaan backing up. Saucers a pass across. Hamonic goes back rink wide. Back behind the net, Sarch. Then Duchesne. Quick pass for McKinnon. Off the boards. Hamonic trying to hold it in. Hand pass, I think?
Yeah.
Hand pass is the reason for the stop.
Again for the Avalanche. Now they'll lose this tomorrow night, but the Avalanche for the last 7 games, Mike, have been able to watch and match lines. They lose it obviously when they go on the road, but it has worked well, and there you can see the game plan continues for the Avalanche. They have not moved from what they have done all game long.
And as using the Stastny line against the top line for New York. Centering try, blocked by Barry. And the defenseman was the hero 2 nights ago with the overtime winner against Ottawa. Able to clear the zone. McLeod dances away from the hit. Makes the pass for Talbot. In the slot. The chance by Cleach gets blocked. McDonald for New York. Gonna bounce it up ice. Grabner shoots it across. Ryan Strome checked against the wall. Pass around by Barry to center ice for McKinnon. Lobbed into the corner. Bordeleau after it. Run to center. Tipped away by Hickey. The puck around the boards. Bounce back to him. Defenseman trying to carry up ice. Makes a pass. And Colin McDonald drops the puck in. Ooh. Back behind the net. Tough collision there. Going into the boards hard. Matt Martin, he's slow. He wants to get off the ice. Tripped over the net, went hard into the backboards. And Poulin covers the puck. Time for What's on Tap. Brought to you by Coors Light. Not much time off for the Avs. They're playing tomorrow night in Minnesota when they play the Wild. Join us. Complete coverage begins 5:30 here on Altitude Sports.
We talked about Martin right here. He just blew a tire as he went in and around the net, and you know you're going so fast that the collision with the end boards. Thank God it's a little bit later in the period, so the ice isn't quite so slick.
What a great play by Landeskog coming back. Tavares trying to drop a pass for Pozo, but Landeskog read it well. Gave the Avs a chance to come in on a rush. Now the New York Islanders counter. Hamonic with Tavares. Tavares cuts in. He shoots. Big save by Varlamov. Landeskog tripped up. Tavares took away the puck. He's dangerous down low. Tavares looking to make a play. Goes back to the point. For McDonald. Shot. Blocked. Bounce for Opozo. Slipped it back to the point for McDonald. Back to Opozo. Kyle Opozo to McDonald. Slides it across. Hamonic. Shot. Glove. Saved by Varlamov. He had a clear look at that one.
But you just don't want this line running around controlling the puck. I mean, Tavares, Mike, as we talked to him, I came into the league, his skating was maybe a little bit of a question mark. It's not anymore. I mean, he has worked so hard. Now, as we mentioned, in his 5th year, as does Duchesne and O'Reilly, Mike, and he is he's elite at everything now.
The puck goes into the screen, out of play. Well, both teams, Peter, looking for that hero right now. 6:19. Or are you getting the sense that they're both just making sure it's safe and getting that point? Or do you get a sense that either team is going for it?
It hasn't been that kind of game where you say they're really going for it and gambling. I really like how the Avalanche have stayed on what they like to do, and that's the defenseman jumping up into the play. But there haven't been a whole bunch of sort of over-aggressive plays. But I mean, it's one thing, Mike, you want to be a hero. You don't want to force being a hero. Then end up being the GOAT. Yeah, those gold horns, way heavy.
Nobody wants those horns. Carried out towards center by Benoit. Cross for McKinnon. Lifted over everybody into the corner. Behind the net, Nielsen coming away. Makes a pass. McDonald up ice. Tipped by Nelson. He's got the goal for New York. Cuts in. He shoots. That's blocked. And Duchesne launches the puck to center. Rolls back into the New York zone. Settle down. Andrew McDonald's pass. Clutterbuck into the Avs zone. Bat to the head. Shakes to the corner. Back up the boards for Grabner. He shoots wide. To the near side for Thomas Hickey. Sends it around and behind the net. Around for Clutterbuck. Comes off the boards. Can't hold the puck. Gave it away to McKinnon. Or excuse me, Talbot. And the puck is chopped in by McLeod. Turn back up the boards. In the near circle. Lee shoots. Saved by Poulin. He'll hold it. And it gives us a chance to take a break at Pepsi Center in Denver. Game tied at 1 in the 3rd. We didn't get a goal until late in the 2nd period. It was Nathan McKinnon putting the extra step towards the net. And as he blew by the defenseman, finished with a great shot for his 15th of the year. Then into the 3rd period. The Avs up 1-0. Looked kind of like a broken play, but Brock Nelson ends up with the puck and wrists one by Varlamov for his 5th of the year to tie the game at 1. So 2 young players have gotten the goal tonight.
Yeah, both rookies. Nelson a little bit older at 22, but certainly he's been impressive tonight. He can get a very good hockey game.
Barry from the point. Bordeleau. Scoots back behind the net. Makes the pass to the point for Sarge. Tipped away by DeHaan for New York. Quick pass, up ice. Martin sends the puck deep into the Colorado zone. Scrambled for the puck along the boards. Kicks free. Bordeleau trying to chip it away. Had it blocked. Reversed back behind the net. Dropped it for Sarge to take. Looking for an opening. Able to clear the zone with a pass to the red line. Got in by the Islanders. Casey Cizikas. And Barry spinning. Gets a forecheck, but able to deliver the puck. Pass across for McKinnon. Trying to get around McDonald, the backhander, and Poulin makes the save.
Well, Mike, I'm standing right in front of Jamie McGinnon. He somehow found, what a perfect pass. I mean, that was all the way from one board to the other, right on the stick of McKinnon, who was just flying. Look at that. That is a great pass on your offside. McKinnon just used that little backhand. He tried to make the goaltender believe he was coming all the way across. Maybe he drops down, but both goaltenders, when needed, especially here in this third, have been solid.
Another face off the New York zone. Islanders have possession. Pass banked out to center. Far for Nielsen to pick up. The Avalanche get it back. Shut in by McGinn. 4 minutes left to go in the third. Tied at 1. Nice steal by McKinnon. Nielsen challenged him. The puck comes around the wall. Waiting for McGinn. Bounced it behind the net for Duchesne. Matt Duchesne. Pass far side. Shot. Rough save against the chest by Poulin.
Well, for the Avalanche, Semyon Varlamov, for a while there wasn't a lot of real good opportunities, and then the Islanders, as they have done of late, put some pressure on. They're used to scoring by goals. They've had 12 goals in their last 2 games. 7 against Dallas, 5 against the Maple Leafs in Toronto. But tonight it has been just, both goaltenders have looked hard to beat.
28 shots for the Avs, 21 for New York. Leach pass back into his own zone for Hayden. And across the rink, Talbot. Put it behind the New York net. Talbot centered shot off the shoulder of Poulin. Bounced into the corner. Back to the points. Held by Hayden. Well, this line's had a few good shifts here in this third period. Talbot squashed up against the boards. Dahan sent it around the boards. Johnson pinching in, makes the steal. Erik Johnson circles the net. Trying to stay with it. And the puck is flashed out to center. Leach runs it back to the red line, then dumps it in. The Avalanche change up. Islanders will change up their forward line as well. Backhanded in. Turned around, Landeskog at the half boards. Fought off a hit by Opoza. Shut out the center. Down the slot for Mitchell. Behind the net for Stastny. Rolled away from him. Batted away. Out to center. Vanek coming in slowly. Waits. Trying to go with a pass for Pozo, but the pass was behind him. Mitchell, lead pass for Landeskog. Skates in, fights off the check, turns and shoots, and it comes free for Tavares. Hayden's got to hustle to get back. Tavares had the puck bouncing on him, rolls back to settle things down. Stick handles down the slot, still with it. Tavares turns, shoots it deliberately off the backboards for Vanek. Skates to the corner with the puck. Hand off, pass back around behind the net for Opozo. Gives to Tavares. Turns, shoots, save, and the puck slithers into the corner. And then cranked off the glass and out by the Avs, which will result in an icing call.
Mike, was that a nice play by Jan Hayden? Wow. I mean, he had to pick his point of attack. When I mean attacking Tavares, and it had to be perfect. If he tries to attack him too early, he's going to go wide on him. If he tries to take it too late, he'll get a good shot. That was just a wonderful play by Jan Hayden. Perfectly timed when he was going to come in contact with Tavares.
Well, I think Tavares is going to have nightmares tonight with Jan Hayden in them.
He's had some chances, and the Avalanche have done a nice job.
Well, we got a timeout. Called with 1:25 left to go in regulation.
Now, one of the things that the Avalanche have done extremely well this year, Mike, when they've had a lead, they have not gone on to lose the game. Only 4 times this year, at some point in the game, the Avalanche have a lead and then lost the game. This is not to say, like, for example, last game against Ottawa, they were up by 2, then they were down 3-2. That's not a blown save because the Avalanche went on to win the game. But, you know, that's to me, when you look at this homestand, there were games there where the other team played real well. I thought Winnipeg and Columbus both played well, but the Avalanche found ways to get it into overtime or to win the game. And that is what you have to do in the NHL nowadays. Like, you have to find ways to win hockey games. It's just there is just nothing easy. Has there ever been an easy home game in these 7 games?
Not at all. Every one of them has been a battle.
Yep.
Well, but the Avalanche, Peter, the other mark that's impressive, 23-0-1 when you got the lead going into the third period for Colorado. That's a remarkable record. 23-0-1 right now. We're getting close to the last minute of the third period, tied up at 1. Islanders have to come back to the neutral zone. Hamonic across the red line, slapped in around the boards, circles far side. Duchesne has the puck, and a lifted ahead for Landeskog. McGinn, Duchesne, Landeskog. Landeskog now going to the bench, placed by McKinnon.
One thing the Avs have done, Mike, they have switched up their defensive pairs. There's now Benoit and Nick Holden.
They're out right now.
Barry and Sarge.
35 seconds remaining. The puck in the New York zone. Chance here for the Avalanche behind the net. McGinn. Oh, McKinnon was between the circles, wide open. Holden pinched in. The puck slides across. Grabner skates to center. Past the red line. Over the line. Shoots it to the corner. Banks up the boards. Way back to the corner for Grabner. Lost the puck. Held at the point. Flipped back into the corner. 8 seconds to go in the third. And the Avalanche iced the puck. There's just 1.4 seconds left, so we're going to be going to overtime tonight.
And for the Avalanche, pardon me, for the Islanders, they want this. Interesting. The Islanders are going to pull their goalie. Just looking for that one quick play. And the Islanders also want to see exactly when the referee blew the whistle. Because there's 1.4 seconds on the clock. They'd like to see it maybe be 2.
Can you, Peter, on the right circumstances, that enough time to score a goal?
I mean, for the Islanders, yeah.
It is. Okay.
But for the
it has to be a
Avalanche,
perfect win on the face-off and a straight shot, almost?
Yeah, it has to go boom, boom. And just
Right. Yeah, Pozo's going to try to win it to Tavares. He does. Tavares shoots, but had it blocked by a pile of players. So they did get the win, had the shot, but it didn't get through. 2 goals in this game. McKinnon, a highlight reel one in the second, and then Nelson in the third, and we are headed to overtime. Overtime being brought to you by Groove Subaru on Broadway or online at grooveauto.com. So you compare the 2 teams' record, Peter, in overtime. The Avalanche coming off an overtime win on Wednesday. They are 4-1, while the Islanders are only 1-4 in overtime decision. But once you get to the shootouts, New York Islanders have a better record. Let's see if we get that far. 5 minutes of 4-on-4 overtime hockey.
like, look at the skill on the ice for these 2 clubs right now.
They're going for it, both teams.
Pozo and Tavares,
right?
Shane and McKinnon.
Those are your forwards, and it's McKinnon with the puck. So both coaches going for it right away with their top talent offensively. Tip to the corner. Oh, what a chance there by Duchesne. Hamonic to center ice. Over the line to Pozo. Crisscrossing with Tavares. Being harassed by McKinnon. Pozo skates to the corner, centers back behind the slot. Hamonic walking in. Big save. And covered by Varlamov. Well, both teams had a pretty good chance here.
One, on left side, Johnson sneaks in and pokes it. That would have been, Mike, I think, a good goal, but Poulin was certainly asking after the fact, was that a high stick? And then at the other end, the defenseman wide open walks in, and Vardy makes a great save.
Carried by Barry. He was the hero on Wednesday. He scored the overtime winner. Landeskog blasts one in the save by Poulin. Back around. Stastny. Landeskog Barry, Holden, out for Colorado. Nielsen banks the puck in. No icing, been waved off. Fight for the puck. Avalanche have got it. Get some numbers up the ice. 3-on-2 developing for Colorado. Stastny coming wide. Great pass for Barry. Jumped over his stick. Off the glass to center, and Grabner's got a breakaway chance, but a tough angle. Bouncing puck, and it bounced away from him. He recovers, skates across, he turns, he shoots and scores. And the New York Islanders have won it in overtime by a score of 2-1. That was just a funny looking play, wasn't it, Peter?
It was a funny looking play, but Mike, there's that world-class speed. Grabner is just top 2-3 as far as just pure straightaway speed in the NHL. He's just gone, and there's no catching him. He comes through, yeah, you know, then he stays with it. And what happens in these situations, like once you start to run around, you can't get yourself back 4-on-4. 5-on-5, sometimes you can buy a play, but 4-on-4, once something's open, Mike, you just usually get a good scoring opportunity, and Grabner right there wins it for the Islanders.
Goal comes 1:46 into the overtime, and for Grabner, his 7th goal of the season. And Peter, tell me the Coors Molson 3 stars of tonight's game.
Well, we got pretty easy tonight. The 2 goaltenders who are both outstanding. Varlamov, he does continue his mark. Mike, he is now 7-0-5 in the last 12 games. But Kevin Poulin, Mike, that is a big performance for him tonight. His club gets 2 points. And they've now won 6 in a row on the road, 6-1 their last 7 games. And Michael Grabner, the game-winning goal, is our first star of tonight's game. Mike, that ends a 7-game homestand. You and I were talking before that, you know, if they got the over/under was 10. You get 10 points, you had probably a pretty good homestand. You would love to have had more, but the Avalanche continue moving in the right direction as they pick up another point.
Yep, they finished 4-1-2, and now get ready for tomorrow night. All right, here's your final score in overtime. The New York Islanders win it. A goal by Michael Grabner, a 2-1 final score. Tomorrow night, the Avs are in Minnesota. Now let's get you to the studio for the Auto Nation.